We immigrated to the United States in 1954. I was only 5 years old. We came to the United States on the Mauritania, in Cunard's Mauritania. And my only recollection is two things. Ropes, because the ship in those days did not have the modern technology of stabilizers and all that. We had ropes to get around the ship, and this bridge around the dining room table so that the soup didn't go sliding into your lap. Our first home was in Manhattan. As a kid, I was going to a day school in the Jersey side over the George Washington Bridge, so I was on that West Side Highway seeing all those amazing ocean liners every day, and remember being fascinated by them, but never knowing that I would wind up very much involved in the industry. We had a long relationship with the owners of Cunard, and they tried to sell us Cunard, and obviously we were in the business of buying brands. We had already purchased Holland America. We were already part owners of Costa, part owners of Seabourn. And the movie Titanic came out. My daughter talked me into seeing it, saying that there was much more to it, the love story and the tradition and the romance of transatlantic cruising. The success of the movie struck me at the time as a feeling of nostalgia, a desire to go back to the past, a desire for a kind of a simpler life, a simpler world. And that's when we kind of got together and said, let's see if we can build another transatlantic liner. Now, to do that, we had to buy Cunard. So most people think we bought Cunard and then we built Queen Mary. The reality is we needed Cunard if we wanted to build a transatlantic liner. Queen Mary was kind of the concept that we were heading toward. I felt strongly with the QE2 getting older that she couldn't be doing this forever. And if there was a market for transatlantic voyages, people who wanted to experience that feeling that their parents or grandparents or great-grandparents did, the nostalgia of going back to that kind of simpler time, that we needed to build a new ship. And it was a very, very challenging project because no one had built a liner in many, many decades. On a transatlantic liner, because of potential movement of heavy seas in the North Atlantic, one, you need much heavier steel work, much finer bow and superstructure, and you needed to move the restaurant and entertainment spaces more midship. I had to get advice from architects all over the world. We actually went to Fincantieri and asked them to bring architects of the Michelangelo and Raffaello out of retirement to give us advice on the hull forms. And obviously we went to the British architects that did the ship. She can handle virtually any kind of weather conditions in a comfortable way where you can enjoy sailing even in very rough weather and still not have to have those areas that protect you from the falling soup, and you don't have to have the ropes. And she was built that way. I mean, she's really a powerful ship and a very, very special ship. When we decided what is the Cunard brand, it's many things, but the one thing it for sure we wanted it to be was the brand of the Queens. And that's why we set out to build Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth, and Queen Mary. After the major remastering project was announced, I talked to my wife and said, you know, it'll be great to see how they've redone the ship and how it came out and how it works on a transatlantic voyage. And so we finally did it. You wake up every morning and there it is, you're at sea, and you get into this kind of almost hypnotic thing where every day, you know, you get up and you have your breakfast. If it's sunny, you go out and get on the balcony and get some sun, or you go to a spa, go to the King's Court. You know, if you're having dinner in the Queen's Grill of Queen Victoria or Queen Elizabeth, that's one of the most incredible dining rooms on any ship anywhere. I mean, you're, I don't know, 14 stories in the air, you're overhanging the ship. Views are spectacular, the service and the food is the finest you can get anywhere in the world. I'm not one that loves to be in tuxedo all the time, but you get used to that too. It's kind of just fits the ambiance of the whole thing. And it's amazing the popularity of those balls. You know, the ballroom is always full and people dancing to big band. It really is very much nostalgic, but with that large ship capability, with incredible service and an incredible brand ambiance that's unique to Cunard. It's not really a cruise brand, it's a voyage, and a crossing is a unique bucket list experience. It's really something you should try once, but don't be surprised if you're going to want to do it again after you've tried it once.